Oh, hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how a non-mechanical person like myself can change the hood lifters on this 1999 Mercury Marquis. I'm going to show you how easy it is and how much time and money you can save by doing it yourself. You don't have to take it down to the shop and wait for them to fix it in their own good time and then charge you those high shop rates. You can do it yourself, and I'm going to show you how. Don't you hate it when this happens? You go out to change your oil or check it, you turn around, and the hood falls down. Now you're thinking, I'm going to have to spend big bucks to get this thing fixed down at the shop. But I've got news for you. I'm going to show you how you can change the hood lifters yourself. First of all, you have to get some new hood lifters. Normally they are not available at local parts stores, but you can easily get them at Amazon. You'll find a handy link down below this video where you can click on it and have two of these at your place in no time. Brand new ones. Another good thing about installing your own hood lifters is that it does not require a lot of tools to do this. The best way to do it is with a pick. A pick that you find in any good mechanic's toolbox. It works best with a pick, but all you're doing is removing two O-rings that hold the shaft in place. If you don't have a pick, don't worry about it. A little red handle screwdriver will do it for you also. All you're doing is popping off two retainer rings. Of course, the pick works better, but the screwdriver will work. And even your old faithful pocket knife will work. All you have to do is pop off the retainer ring and you're ready to go. Now that you have your new hood lifters and your tools, it's time to go to work. Whenever you do this, make sure you prop up the hood securely. Those hoods are heavy. If they fall on your head, I'll guarantee you they'll give you a headache. I know that from experience. Another thing you want to do is make sure your work area where these hood lifters are well lit. There it is, just waiting for me. This is the first time I've ever done it. Even though it is easy to do it, the first time it takes a little time, as you're going to see. So there I am, ready to go. I'm going to lay out my tools to make sure I've got everything close by. Now you can tell this is the first time I've ever done it. And if you've never done this before, you'll probably go through the same experiments that I did. This takes a little bit of learning. At first it seemed to be a little difficult, so I laid out my repertoire of tools. Tried the pig first, then I tried the screwdriver, stuck my knife down there. It's all very simple. Once you learn the location of where these rings are and the little link that's in there where you can put the pick in and pop it right out, it'll be a piece of cake. You're seeing here with me, the first time I did it, it was not a real piece of cake, but you just stay with it. It's hard to mess these things up. So just keep working on it like I did. If you notice, on the first time, I used all three of the tools. My pocket knife, the screwdriver, and the pick. I found that the best way to go is with the pick. You can use the screwdriver or the knife, but once you learn where to put the pick, those retainer rings just pop right out. Once the ring comes out, the lifter shaft, which is a hydraulic shaft, comes right out easy. And then when you put the new ones in, they just pop in. Could not be easier. but you do have to go through a little learning process. You'll notice that as I go through this, I'm working on the first end of the first lifter. When I get to the second one, on this one, up at the top, you'll notice it goes a little bit better. And then when I move over to the other side, I look like a halfway pro doing this. The main thing is just to stay with it. Also, while you're watching this, I do want to make a request. Ask that you will please subscribe and like this video. It makes you feel better after you go to all this work to know that people appreciate what you're showing them. When I move up to the upper end of this lifter, the hardest part is setting the light so you can see it. The rest of it's easy. Have you noticed I've already removed one of the O-rings down below? I'm now working on the one at the top. This one will go a little bit better than the one at the bottom. There it is. Popped it right out. Once you take those retaining rings off, the shaft comes out easily. And then you take your new one that just arrived from Amazon and reinstall it. Very simple. Main thing is to make sure you install it in the same direction as the old one. You want the large part of the piston at the top. They say you should do that to keep moisture from seeping down into the piston. Now, since this is the first time I put it in, I did not realize how easy it was to pop in there. So I struggled with it and even put the screwdriver in, tried to pry it in there, but you don't have to pry it in. It goes in easy. After I did this a few times, I was thinking of opening my own shop to replace lifters on Mercury Marquis and Ford Crown Victorias. Okay, I got that one done. Let's move over to the other side. You're going to notice that as I work on this side, it goes to a little bit better. Again, I'm going to remove the lower end first. Now that I know how the pick works, I put it in there and it just pops right off. Almost. Little bit of twisting and voila. It popped off. And now I'm going to my first O-ring correction. I'm going to my fourth O-ring to remove. Notice this time it goes off fairly quickly. I'll even show you what one of these little things look like. And there it is. And here is the O-ring. You little nasty thing. Caused me all that trouble. And now the easy part. Install the new one. Remember, you put the big part of the cylinder at the top and the smaller part at the bottom. Notice how easy they just pop in. I like to put the bottom in first. Pop it in. And then at the top, you have to make sure that the receptor hole on your piston is lined up with the connector on the hood. And also you have to lift the hood up to line up the lifter. Just pop it in there and you're done. And now it's done, and I'm going to check it out to make sure that it works. Hold your breath, hoping for the best. Cross your fingers. Lift it up. We know it'll lift because I'm lifting it. Now, is it going to stay? Yes, it does. Glory, glory, hallelujah. It worked. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. I just keep thinking about all that money I saved. Only spent $20 on 2 new lifters. Before I finish the job, I want to go down and go around and check both of them to make sure they're secure. They are, and now I can say, I did it. I did it. I did it. It's such a wonderful feeling of accomplishment to do something like that.